You are surrounded by abundance. Breathe it in. It's already yours. The universe is listening. Speak your desires into light. The garden grows because you believe. This is your time. Welcome to Manifestation Monday. Hello there, my darlings. Welcome to Manifestation Monday. It is Monday, September 29th of 2025. This is the last time I'm going to get to see you before October. Can you believe where this month went? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope everything is great. Good evening to each and every one of you. Wow, this is going to be, and I want you to know, this is going to be a very good night. And I don't have any announcements, if you can believe that. So I just want you to know that, and of course we missed last night, but last week, because I was a little under the weather. So my darlings, I want to thank you so much for being here. And I want to get started on a few things because this is very important. And look, this is Petey. I cannot get away from it today. I don't know what's going on, but let's get started. So, my darlings, long before self-help books and TikTok hacks, agencies and mystery schools alike used experiments with ways to shift perception, sharpen intuition, and influence reality. Most of these techniques are now public, but are still hidden in plain sight. Some of them are very easy. Some of them are pretty intense. I'm going to show you some of these forbidden tools to supercharge. I can't talk tonight. What's going on? To supercharge your manifestation. Now, we have a harvest moon coming up in October. Get your rice bowls ready. Now, I don't know about you. I got to put this man down. Pardon me. Just give me a second. So I don't know about you, my darlings, but I'm going to tell you. Ever since I transferred things from the rice jar to the rice bowl, and I'm going to tell you a little hint, I put a little bit of cinnamon on the rice bowl. And talk about smelling fantastic. Talk about, and of course, every time I go near there, I'm grabbing into it. My darlings, ever since I started with the rice jar, it's been very good. But now, for the last 2 weeks that I've used the rice bowl, it's like it's on steroids. And it's one of those things that you're just like, oh my gosh, how is all this happening? Now I'm going to share this with you. Many times when we're manifesting, we're asking God and the universe to please show up. We don't realize that we get a lot of options. A lot of things will just come because why? We've opened the portal. We've opened the floodgate. And I've seen people get really upset because if they're trying to manifest a relationship, the perfect person, and you start getting on that wave, that vibration, that special hurts, and somebody comes in, well, I'm going to tell you something. Pardon me. It doesn't mean because the first one comes in, you have to take him. Because we have a job here, and that is to parse through things. And I've seen people make huge mistakes by believing that because they get The first person that comes in, well, I guess I have to take it. That's the one the universe sent me. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't like him. He doesn't like to go eat, and I do, and all these things. And everything, it goes with everything. It can go with, if you're hunting a house, you're not going to take the first house that you see. Same thing if you're car shopping. You're not going to take the first car that you see. It's going to be with the same relationship. You're not going to take the first person that you see. That would be a little silly on our part. How do I know? Pardon me. So I want you to understand that when you're manifesting with these very powerful techniques, rice jars, rice bowls, writing things down, all kinds of different things, you better be ready, because the floodgates are going to open. And that is what's happened with me over this past week. Because you all know that I'm working with this foundation and corporation out of Canada and out of Virginia. About a month ago, I thought things were done. I thought, okay, I can retire from this. I can go on. I can do whatever. That's it. Oh no. And it's because of that particular prayer that I said. And it was, you know what, God, if it's over, it's over. I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. If it's over, it's over. Because I know that I've done the best I can do. So if it is over, I know you've got another door to open up for me. If it's over, I know that I'm going to be doing something, going in a different direction. That's what it means. That's the deal. And I've got to tell you, over the last, I'm going to say 2 weeks, and especially over the last 3 or 4 days, I'm being flooded. Opportunity, new clients, new bankers I'm talking with, people worldwide. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm hearing music coming from somewhere, and I don't know where. So I'm here for it. Let me see. I should have had this ready. Okay, this is what I stand on in my business. Because when you're wanting to grow, you stand on the Proverbs. And I have those Proverbs chapter by chapter, verse by verse, in a playlist, in a podcast here on this channel for you. So you can listen to them daily. It doesn't matter if you don't understand them at first. If you go back, just know it's giving you guidance between right and wrong. But the Proverbs that I stand on in my business is Proverb 25:25, which states, like cold water to a weary soul, so is good news from a distant land. And believe me, put up my vent. Thank you. Hello. I mean, how can I grift if I don't put this up? Thank you so much for helping. You're a grifting psychic. Thank you so much. So I appreciate you. Thank you. So I just love that. Oh, and this is Scooby. We're making our rounds today. It's not cat music. It's almost like orchestra music, very easy. I don't know where it's coming from. It's not coming from my son. So I don't know where it's coming from. It's okay. It's okay. So anyway, grifting, check. Ready? Check. Okay. So my darlings, pick a verse. Listen to the Proverbs. Pick a verse and stand on it. First of all, that's what I did. Why do you want to do that? Well, because those verses come from the original author, creator of the laws of attraction. I'm going to tell you over the past 5 days, I've been getting work calls at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm up, texting, did Jesus eat a grilled cheese sandwich type stuff? I'm always, hello. And hello, Mrs. Marie. She just came into the chat. Hello, my darlings. So I'm up anyway, but the idea. Now, does everything that people give me work out? No. But what happens? Well, I'm busy. I'm learning. I'm working. I'm providing a service for other people. They're learning from me. And you know what? If something doesn't work out, they're coming back. That's the idea. The other thing, my darlings, is I'm just going to say, have you seen this channel? Within the last 4 days, we gained, I don't know, Mrs. Marie, I'm going to guess 1,500, maybe 1,600 subscribers. We are over the 5,000 limit, or not limit, but we're over the 5,000 threshold, and our videos are skyrocketing. Now, thanks to you all, that's why. Thank you so much, Kelly. And it's because we're using the laws of attraction. Now, how do you do that? Well, first of all, I have my little cinnamon rice bowl. If times ever get tough, I just add a little milk and we've got a little porridge. No, you don't want to eat it. That's a joke. But the idea is, my darlings, when you are standing on this type of thing that you want, it's important that you go. It takes work on our side. It takes work. You just can't sit back. And that was one of the things I have to tell you. As much as I love the movie The Secret, I think it painted a picture that was unrealistic for many people. Mitchell, you are the one for me. Jesus grilled cheese sandwich is calling a cheesus. Thank you very much. Very good. Very good. So I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. If you're serious, if you want to live a life that's exciting, if you want to live a life that you deserve, then get busy. Get busy. Take this serious. Take it serious. And I'm going to tell you, I told Mrs. Marie, I said, watch, I'm going to do something out of bounds because it takes that. It takes that uniqueness, especially when you're a creator like this. I don't like to say I'm a creator. I don't like to say that I'm an influence. I'm just here. I'm entertainment. We are entertainment. And you're here to learn. So when you're walking by your rice bowl every day, you stir it up a little bit. And you say, oh, thanks. Thanks for helping me out. Loving this energy. but you're taking it to a higher level. And that's exactly what you need to do. You need to find that uniqueness. Just like here, have you noticed that if one YouTube channel is doing one thing and another one, pretty soon they all look alike? Pretty soon you're like a zombie. You're just with everybody, anybody, there you are. So seriously, find your uniqueness. I'm going to tell you how to do it. There's two things, because it depends on you, my darling. And by the way, I got a very lovely gift today. Very generous and lovely gift. Came in a little box from that forest, the Amazon, but there's no gift card in it. So I don't know who to thank. So I want to thank the person properly, but I don't know. So anyway, thank you, Audrey. I appreciate you. So I'm going to tell you all, and I hope you're taking notes, or I hope you go back and watch this again. There are two things that I want you to remember. The universe knows your name. The universe knows your name. You can walk around with confidence knowing that you're not forgotten, you're not pushed to the side, you're not being punished just because you may want something very bad and it doesn't show up right now. I've been manifesting things for a while, and I have realized that my timing in the past had been off. And why would we get rewarded with something so wonderful that we've been wanting, and yet things in our personal life, things in our business life are off? So that's number one. The universe knows your name. You're not forgotten. And number two, I want you to walk into a room. I want you to walk in your house. I want you to walk in your workplace like God sent you. I want you to have that much confidence. You walk in like you own the joint. That doesn't mean that you have to be a snob. It doesn't mean that you have to be a certain persona. It means that you're going to gain the confidence that you need. Because if you want, my darlings, if you want, seriously, you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to follow the rules. You're going to have to deal with things that sometimes you don't want. But that's all a part of it. Have you ever seen any of the people in the Bible went through absolute heck, right? Very rarely complain. They showed up like they were sent from God, and sometimes it took a long time, sometimes it didn't take a long time. But the reality of it is, they showed up. The reality is, as hard as it was, they were there. And in the end, it not only worked out for them, but it was so much better than what they even imagined. And that's from the book of Ephesians. Pick your verse and stand on it. Mine is Proverbs 25:25. Cool water is like a good news to a thirsty soul. I'm just going to say it that way. And believe me, yesterday I was on calls with Belgium at 4:30 in the morning. Day before yesterday, Hong Kong. Worldwide is possible. Now, What if you say, "Well, Zelda, I don't care if I'm worldwide or whatever." Okay, that's fine. You don't have to be. But you still have to have the confidence. You still have to have the idea of everything that is going on. You have to have the idea of what you want. And we can't go through life going, "Well, have you ever met somebody like that? I don't understand it." "Well, I don't know. I wake up tomorrow, it's the same old day. I don't know. I don't know. Someday I'll get to die and I'll be..." What? What? Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. That's what it's all about. So you're opening up frequencies, vibrations, write things down, keep journals. You don't have to keep a journal. I have people say, "Oh, I hate to write things down." Well, you know what? Writing it down is going to help you get what you want. Because remember, okay, the moment that you ask, the manifestation is in place. You've just got to get in alignment. And that's what these agencies from years ago figured out. There's something to it, or these agencies and these schools and ancestral places wouldn't want to gatekeep. There have been many things that have been hidden, the hidden truth of how to manifest. Why? Why would this be hidden? Well, I'm going to tell you this. How else would you be controlled? How else would the masses be controlled if you didn't think that you were worth anything, if you didn't want to manifest anything, if you felt you didn't have a purpose here on life? How else? When you have to depend on possibly agencies or other things to get you through, and you don't have to. You know, back in the 20s and 30s, when Mr. Think and Go Rich, Think and Grow Rich, first put his book out, and all of these creators from the turn of the last century, they were looked at as crackpots until people started following what they were saying to do. And their books were held back from publishing. People started banning them. But you know, there's a part of this, my darlings. There is a part of this that when you start doing this, everything else is pushed away. Because economy, all these other things, you create your own economy. I can't tell you how many times when it's been announced, "Oh, the economy, this is bad, that's bad," and I've been thriving. Why? Because I don't depend on that. I depend on myself. I depend on that whole thing. So let me give you a few little things. There's many things that have been held back, as in brainwave and sound training. This whole thing, there's an agency, 3-letter agency, that declassified the gateway process. Papers analyzed, and all kinds of different things to achieve altered states. Now, what was it back then? It was called binaural beats. I can't say that word. I apologize. Binaural. binaural beats. Okay, sorry. You know what that really is? It's hertz, 528 hertz and 963 hertz tracks. Even white noise give us an analytical mind. Do you know that during World War I, the hertz, the tuning of instruments was changed? Because if you take that tune off just a little bit, it can be very itchy to you. The earth vibrates on 8 hertz. You should be in a multiple of 8s for frequency. When they did that, they were trying to control wars, and they were broadcasting music in a different hertz, in a different tune. And you know it pretty much. If you know it, if you feel that you hear this music, believe me, when you hear this music and it's off, the first thing I say is, wow, I just feel like that's far from the rhythm of the universe. Crazy, right? But it's true. Now, my darling Dilela, I think is the right name. If I have butchered that, my apologies. You're spot on. All the church bells disappeared where they were taken away. You know why? Because when the church bells rang, that healing vibration healed. It healed plagues. It healed towns, villages, areas. What better way to control? That's why, do you know, I've seen people who have palsy, very bad palsy. You know what palsy is? You're shaking, right? They get a tuning fork for 528 hertz. They ping the tuning fork and they hold it. There's certain areas of your body you hold it to, and they stop. They stop shaking. They're back to normal. It heals them. And of course, when it stops, it's all over again. It's all over again. I want to show you something because this is leading off into something that I really want it to. Let me show this to you because I think it's really, really important. Give me a second. See, I plan things. And oh well. And it's okay because I think we need to go with the flow sometimes. Definitely. Let me see where this is going. Let me see. Okay. Okay, that's where I was. This is really important because I wanted you to see this. Here we go. This is it. Wait till you see this. Do you see that? I made this, so don't get scared. That is exactly why they had bells. And the bells of Notre Dame have started ringing again. This is exactly what it does. Exactly. Certain frequencies and vibration seriously chase away demonic entities that have a particular, nefarious agenda toward all of us. That's why, my darlings, when I post these, and you're going to see them in this channel, there are hertz, 528, all kinds of different hertz, 963, that you can listen to. And believe me, sometimes when my kitties Petey, I'm going to tell you this. Petey started just feeling puny. You know what they say, puny? He started feeling puny, and he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't drink. And that's dangerous when an animal goes about a day not eating and not drinking. Yes, sissy, mommy's baby. And so I laid him down beside me, and I played 428 hertz, 528, 423, I think, 528, 963 hertz. The next day, he was up eating and drinking. He laid there and he soaked it in. Now, it can happen. Sometimes you need a little bit stronger help, like a vet, but I'm seriously, you can do this. You can do this. Puny is Southern for sick. It is. It is. Let me remove this. It is Southern for sick. So, my darling, it's very, very, how do we find hertz? Well, you can look in this channel because I have posted many on healing, manifestation, money, career, love, and you just play them over. You just play them over and over. And you're going to find it's amazing. Now, that's what I do. I play the hertz. I stand on my, you're welcome, darling. I wish you could hear this music. It's almost angelic sounding. I have no idea. I'll take it. Okay, so anyway, that's what you need. Now, you are arming yourself and getting ready to open up a manifestation portal. Just remember, there's two sides of this. There's the law of attraction. So that's what you're working on. You're working on attracting everything that you want, living the life you want to lead. And then all of a sudden, you see it start manifesting. So when it starts manifesting is when it starts to materialize. You see, everything that we do, there's one, Mary, there is a hertz. It's 528 hertz for healing. We have one. I have one here. You can look in the playlist. You'll find it. What you're going to see, my darlings, is this. You see, everything that we have, that device that you're watching me on, vibrates. This microphone vibrates. Everything vibrates. The table, the chairs, can't get away with it. Can't get away from it. You know, every day you use frequency. You know how? You know that telephone that you have and that you have a specific number? That's your frequency. So when you want to call somebody, there's a particular frequency, and you know you're going to get it. You know you're going to get that person on the end unless they've disconnected. And maybe they've gotten another number, but who knows? Right? Even your phone vibrates. Everything vibrates. So I want to just say this, okay? If you want a particular something, you got to get on that same vibration. Just like the story of this table that I'm using as a desk. I decided, and now I'm on the chair vibration because I need a new chair. I don't need, this one's fine, but I want another one. But just like the story of the table, I put myself on that same vibration. How do you do that? I want another table. I'm going to have another table. I'm going to see this soon. I'm going to have it. No, sister. I'm going to have another table. And I just kept every day. Wow, I can't wait. And I would come in here and I would measure. Let's see, how big can this table be? What can I do? Where am I going? Blah, blah, blah. Then one day I went outside to take the trash out to the bin. There were two men carrying a table out of a unit way down to the end, right where I was walking. And they were headed to the bin with this table. And one of them looked at me and said, "Hey, lady, how are you?" And I said, "I'm doing great. Looks like you got your hands full." And he looked right at me and said, "Do you need a table?" Now, I'm going to tell you, as much as I've done this, how many times that always stuns me for a few seconds, because it is amazing when that happens. And I said, "Hello. Absolutely, I do." And I said, "But do you mind if I look at it first?" He goes, "No, look at it." He said, I just don't have a place for it." And he said, "There's a little chip on the one corner." But my darlings, it is, holy mackerel, wild. It's beautiful. It's heavy. It's made out of maple. It took my son. I said, "Well, leave it there and leave it there." And I came in and got my son, Mr. He-Man came in, and I said, "I got a table." And he says, like, "Oh, Mom." I said, No, I'm not grifting on the sidewalks. This was given to me. We went out. It took both of us to carry this beast into this place. And I have more than enough room on this. In fact, I'd like to have another one because I could spread out. You know what I mean? That's what happens. That's what happens. When you put yourself on that vibration, I'll tell you what vibration I'm on right now. I'm going to move. I've been decluttering. I've been packing. I've been cleaning little bits and kibbles here and there. Not that I don't clean, but my bathroom does not look like a crime scene now that the Karen Reed trial is over. I can tell you that. Just joking. But I'm preparing. I'm making a little nest. I'm preparing. And I already have the plan. So all I have to do is put her in gear and go. I'm on house watch. I'm on home watch. And you all will know, binaural, thank you very much. I'm looking for my garage. Hold on. I'm so glad you said that, because here we've got a
garage essentially. Is a garage essentially?
Yes, I definitely want a place with a garage essentially. And so I'm not, honey, oh my, I'm not moving to Massachusetts. I already know where I'm moving. And I'm on house watch. My son's on house watch. And I know I'm this close because I'm manifesting these things to bring in that ability for the house. Am I going to get a mortgage for it? No, I'm just going to tell you very truthfully, I'm going to pay cash. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to pay cash. No, sister. I'm going to pay cash, and that's going to be all she wrote. I won't be held down by a mortgage. I won't be held down by rent. I won't be held down by anything. I'll have to pay for utilities, but that's it. Thank you so much, my darling. Thank you. Tell us where you move, that place for sure. Well, I'll tell you, I can't tell you, but I'll tell you what I will do. You'll be with me, because I'm going to say this. Captain Jerry in the chat there, she will be. In fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you right on the screen, right with me, because most of you watch on your screens, on your tablets, on everything else. When the time comes, Miss Captain Jerry is going to be flying high. She's going to come meet me. She's going to help me. My son, we're going to be loading up the truck, and well, we're not moving to Beverly, but hello. The great part about this is the place I'm in is furnished. So I don't have anything really but personal items, business items. Same with my son. Just a few little bits and kibbles. Yes, Mitchell, actually it's a little smaller than that, probably about 102 rooms. So believe me, if I could find a castle, ha. But I can tell you this. Oh my gosh, Kelly, wait till you hear what I've got. But I can tell you this. I'm looking for a little bit of acreage. I want my son to build a house on the little bit of acreage, but you know what else I'm going to be building? Manifesting. Maybe a little tiny home street. There you go. Give me all equal parts. I love this. Hold on. Yes, hold on. Captain Jerry going to help Lady Zelda move so she can kiss on Shay. He will want to be kissed back. That kitty, I'm telling you, if you guys would see him, because one of you dear hearts bought some cat toys for them. And last night I was playing on this thing with a feather on the end of a wire. It has a little pole. I said, okay, it's time to go fishing. Shaggy knew all of them. Even Sam over here from the geriatric center was jumping up. And it was the most hilarious thing that I was howling. If you would have heard me, you thought I was a crazy woman. But Shaggy was doing the flips, running up on just flipping over. It was just the most hilarious thing. Okay, now back to life. Equal parts. Hello, my darling. I saw an Insta video about a woman who set up a tiny house community for senior single ladies. Made me think of you. Isn't that sweet? Thank you so much. She rented the slabs for the tiny homes at $400 a piece. See? Isn't that cool? Thank you for thinking of me. Because I don't mind having a little community. Because I want to build a barn so that if I ever want to have a meet and greet, what better place? Don't know. You betcha, Karen, I will. Get a post office box. You bet. You betcha. I certainly will. Shaggy flips with, if I could have, I was laughing so hard, it would not have been funny because you would have heard me howling at them. It's just hilarious. But my darling, this isn't about me. It's not about me. I'm here to help encourage you. Because what better example? I can sit and yak all day long. But if I'm sitting out in a tent in the absolute nowhere, well, are you going to look at me and say, well, geez, Zelda certainly is credible. She's, hello. Right? So I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to lead. Now, there's a funny comment back here that I just saw. My gosh, tell us. Oh, no, wait. We got that one. I think it was from Kelly. Let me get here, Kelly. It won't be next to a cemetery near a sheriff. Listen, you guys are going to love this. I called that sheriff's office today because now after I told that story last Thursday night, I called the sheriff's office. Now, of course, I didn't ask for Sheriff Not So, right? I called him by his name. but he has since retired. He has since retired. Honey, 2,800, that is so cool. I will take you up on it. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Thank you. I love it. I love you. Yeah, Officer Not So. That's right, Kelly. Officer Not So. So I gave him my telephone number and I said, look, if this officer will call me, it wasn't 15 minutes later. Guess who I got a call from? Hello, ma'am. I said, hello, sheriff, deputy is what I call him, deputy. I said, hello, deputy. Do you remember me? I'm Zelda Kelly. I met you in this. Ma'am, I have thought about you. And he proceeded to tell me, ma'am, he proceeded to tell me in his most adorable way that night, he said, I seen you scurry up that mountainside from that dang monster. I went home and told my wife, I haven't seen a woman move like that. I can't remember when. And I said, yeah, I think it's been probably since 1978 when I had that. So it was so kind. And I'm going to call him back. I'm going to record a little bit. He agreed he won't come on the show. His wife won't let him. Or I was going to have him come on and tell. So I said, well, will you do me a favor? And would you agree to have a little recording with me? Can we record it? And he said, sure. And I said, just so you know, I'm recording because God forbid, don't want to have another issue about recording. So he said, yes, ma'am. You call me at any time and we'll talk. I said, if you can find anybody that you want to, believe me. I said, the two things that I'll never forget is when you looked at me and you said, run. And he was howling. He was laughing. That was so funny. And at that time, gosh, that man had to be in his 50s or 60s. And I told him, I said, listen, darling, I'm just going to say this. I feel really bad because I got up on the top of that hill and I didn't look back. And I should have. You were back there making sure that we were not going to be in harm's way. I mean, how chivalrous is that? Just doing my duty, ma'am. Oh, well. I just thought he was the cutest thing it can be. He's just the absolute, he was the cutest. Said to tell you hello. And hello, my darling. And yes, I did tell him, I said, listen, I have to tell you that I was a little stinker and was full of myself and called you not so bright. And his wife, I could hear her laughing in the background and said, well, she's called me worse. I said, well, it was not meant to harm, or I was just full of myself telling this story. And he said, ma'am, that's quite all right. You have just given my wife another name to call me, and she thanks you. Is that not adorable? Is he just not adorable? And I'm going to tell you, he wasn't any bigger than a minute. His voice was a little lower, but his voice didn't fit him because he looked like a little peanut. And if you're watching me, deputy, I'm talking truth. You know it. But dang, listen to me, dang. But he stayed behind to make sure I got up that hill. Believe me, there wouldn't have had to been anybody poke me. Fingernails were gone. I told him, I said, he said, those fingernails are probably sticking in that dirt. I said, they probably still are. But I did ask him, I said, I don't know what to call it. I said, I don't know what to call it. Is that a monster? Is it a zombie? I don't know what to call it. He said, ma'am, we've tried to figure it out. But he said, you seen it walking and you seen it fall down over that ravine and get up. Nothing alive could endure that. Nothing alive could come out of that. That thing ain't alive. I said, dear jumping jollies, that is something else. And then, of course, he asked me about Officer Handsome. He thought Officer Handsome and I were going to get married. I said, oh, no, far from that. So anyway, he was so kind. His wife is so kind. And this is what he said. My wife says, if you ever get over here again, if you want to stop by, she'll make you a peach pie. Deal. I said, in fact, if I ever get over there again, are you game to go out there again? I am. I feel very safe with you. Are you game to go out there again? And he said, well, yeah, ma'am. He said, I'll call the sheriff. We'll get a couple of other deputies out there. You can clean it up. And then this is what he said. I could have been Zelda Handsome. Yes, Mitchell. But, woe is me. And so, funny enough, he says, anyway, he said, I'll call the sheriff and we'll get a few other deputies out there. I said, how long has that been? I'm telling you the whole story, but you can tell it. He'll tell it again. And he says, not long after you came here, there was one of them big city developers came over from Nashville, and he wanted to develop it. He came in here and he tried to dig up that place down yonder where them 7 stones were, where that witch was buried. He said they would come here every day, and their equipment would be vandalized. I said, what do you mean vandalized? He said, it would be vandalized. Their equipment would be turned over. There would be the cords thrown out of them, batteries thrown out. I said, wow, she's doing some damage. He said, yeah, they stayed there one day and tried to stay the whole night until they hit something. They didn't know who it was, and somebody that had a front loader, it tipped over on its side. I said, holy mackerel. So he said, after that contractor just sort of walked away. We don't know what happened. But I said, so there's that equipment? Yeah, that equipment. I said, so where is the big boy? Zombieland. He said, he's still there. He's still roaming. He says, sometimes if you're going down the road and you catch him, you can see him still walking around them stones, and nobody go up there. I said, holy mackerel. I said, I'll go up there. If you go up there again. He said, well, there was somebody that claimed that she was a witch and could clean that out. He said, I couldn't believe it. We got her up there. She thought she was a big shot. I mean, it would just crack me up because he's the authority, right? So I just let him go. And he said, well, I keep hearing that music. Whoa. Anyway, he says, yeah, we got her out there. She went through all this ceremony. She went through all this stuff, put down these blankets, and she had this salt and something that was a smoking. I wanted to laugh now, I'm telling you. But she had something that was a smoking. She had all these things. You see how this now is morphed from manifestation over to whatever we decide. And I said, really? He said, oh, yeah. And he said, all of a sudden, that feller the monster, that feller, he showed up and he just stood there. And if that thing could have glared, he was glaring right at her. I said, really? He said, yeah, she started coming right over. And he started coming right over there to her. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, we all stood there. We were waiting on her to clean it out. I said, well, what happened? He said, the moment that thing turned tail, he said, the moment that thing turned, that feller turned, she turned tail and went down the hill and ran, got in her car and left. I said, what'd she do with her things? He said, she left her things there. That pot she had was just a smoking. We just let it be there. So I said, when I come back up there, I'll come visit. And I'll have some peach pie. And we'll spend some time together. And we'll go out there. And I'll do a little bit. He got scared. She got scared. That's right. And I said, I'll do a little bit of research before I come out there. We'll see what we can do. He said, well, he ain't bothering nothing. He just roams around that. He can't go past. I said, well, that would be very interesting to get up right to the end of that cemetery. And if you were standing beyond that boundary, you could look him right in the eye. He said, now let's just do that. Let's do that. So that's how the call went. I'm going to call him back. He's going to tell me all this. Happy Halloween. So anyway, my darlings, back to life, back to reality. Who or what was in her pot? Well, I believe she probably had some type of sage or incense or something. He said it didn't smell good. Oh. The fumes of hell usually don't. Sorry. So anyway, I kind of know what I would do. Anyway, that's down the road. But my darlings, you're here for a reason, and that is because you need to manifest something. And yes, Rosebud, I will be. Oh, a recipe. Sorry, you weren't talking to me. You were talking to Ohio Mom, and I get it. So there you go. Thank you, Peach Pie. I will be sharing my recipes too. And my son and I are going through psychic Halloween snacks. Favorites from the years gone by that he used to sit in my bedroom and we would watch the scary movies because we would go trick-or-treating in downtown Gatlinburg. And it was safe because the police, the fire people, and all the shops would give away good candy. And I would never take him in the neighborhoods. And we would go home, we'd eat candy. And I got to tell you something about Gatlinburg. They have candy apple shops. The candy apples that have the red cinnamon candy and the caramel. And these people, these shop owners would give all of these kids caramel and candy apples. In fact, the 1st of October, they start making them and keeping them refrigerated, whatever it is that they do. So they'll have enough for Halloween for trick or treat. Ah, isn't that cool? So that is amazing. So I want to thank you for that. Anybody have any manifestation questions now that I got turned on to so many different things? Hello, where's my phone? Let me check. Let me know in the comments. Now, I don't get any trick-or-treaters here where we are because I'm in a college town. So there ain't no kids. Zelda, please tell everyone what I got in the mail yesterday. I got something myself today. Did you send me something? Because I don't know what you got in the mail yesterday. Or do I? I got something beautiful, but I didn't want to really say what it was until somebody told me, because I announced that early on. So there we go. I'm going to have treats and spend it with Lady Z. Friday night, be here, aloha. Halloween night, October 31st. Ooh. Oh, look, here's Sam coming. Look out now. Look out. Now she's going to be mad because Scooby is here and you're going to hear her stomping. Oh, I did not, because that's not my story to tell. But Rosebud, out of the blue, had a magnificent gift from her sister that was not even, she wasn't even thinking of it. And she has a rice jar. And look at what she's got. Wait, I'm over here. Look at what happened. Absolutely fantastic. Fortunately, we do it on Sunday afternoon before Halloween. That's nice. Sammy, what are you eating, girlie? She's mad. That's nice. I would love to bake you a peach pie. I would love it if you did. Thank you so much. I would love that. I live in a neighborhood that's mostly older adults with no children, plus live on a hill and no one likes to go downhill and up the driveway. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I could tell you some Halloween trick-or-treat stories. We had, when I was growing up, we had a choice between being a gypsy, that was me, or a bum. Well, I never wanted to be a bum because that was the only time I was allowed to wear my mother's big hoop earrings. And I wore a red bandana. I actually look pretty good. Red bandana around my head, big hoop earrings. Mom let me wear a little bit of makeup. And I was a gypsy. There you go. And fun. We had fun. But I remember I grew up in the time where they had those horrible masks that you sounded like Darth Vader breathing in them. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. I may be able to find some Halloween pictures of 100 years ago when I was young that I can show each and every one of you. So there you go. Yeah, Rosebud had her, she had it cranking. Okay, sister, it's Sammy's turn because she's going to turn. Come on, Sam. She's going to make life go upside down. Here we are. See this? You don't have to stomp. There we are. Look at her. She's mad. Do you ever heard that? Mad as a wet hand. Well, she's mad. All right, my darling. Hard plastic masks. Yes, I know those. Yes. What we did. And now I see all these costumes that the kids get, and I'm thinking, oh, there was a costume one time that my son wore trick-or-treating. I can't remember. I had a bed and breakfast inn in Gatlinburg that looked like this, the English Tutor. We lived there by ourselves. We came home. It was scary. It was the first time that he had worn something scary. And when we went out to get it, I told him, I said, I don't like that. Just don't like that. Just don't like it. And he's like, yes, mom. Yes, mom. It was scary looking for him. We went home, and 2 nights later, it was storming. And my son is in his room screaming. I go in his room, and something on the inside of his closet door was banging. Now, guess what was inside the closet door? I gathered him up, put him in my room, and I shut his door and I locked it. And throughout the night, we heard that banging. So he went to school the next day. I came home. Now I was there by myself. I cannot believe sometimes how brave I am. I came home by myself. I thought, oh, buddy, you've had it. You are attacking my son in my home. Oh, goodbye. This house was beautiful, had eagles around it. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I manifested that house. And the day that I was deciding that I wanted to buy it, I looked up on the chimney, and my birthday was on the chimney, the day that it was built. And I said, well, I can't get any more confirmation than that. Give me the contract signed today. And I did. That house was spectacular. So I got my little kit together, what I used. I went up there. I opened up the closet door, and there that stupid costume was on the floor. The clothes was pushed to the side like this. Here we go, another Halloween story. The clothes was pushed to either side, and that costume was laying on the floor with the mask looking out. I said, oh, really? Okay. You think you are something. Goodbye. So, oh, well, I messed up that entire story. Erase what I said. Here's the real story. Sorry, Zelda, it was my sister-in-law. Well, and she sent it to me in the mail. No rice jar, just manifestation. See, you don't need a rice jar. There you are. Also a vision board on my laptop. Well, thank you for the clarification. Thank you, Rosebud. So, I took that thing out. Now, it was gorgeous. It looked like, you see this frame surrounding on the outside here? That beautiful leaves. I took a shovel. I went out there. I dug a hole, and that shovel, now I always took care of my tools, and that shovel was sharp on the end. Buddy, I cut that thing into pieces and buried that. Banished it. Don't you ever come near my home or my family, my loved ones again. You are banished. That thing is still there. Because nobody knows where I buried it, and nobody knows. No, is tonight Thursday night? No, I'm sorry. I just got full of myself. There you go. Kelly, no, I took it out and buried it because I didn't, something like that. You have to be careful because it's not something, because what you don't want is that smoke. Because if the smoke comes back down out of the chimney and backdrafts, it can manifest all over again, only into something bigger. And the same thing, if that smoke goes up through the chimney, so you got to be careful and know what it is. You have to contain it usually. You have to contain it, and that's it. So he is still buried, as far as I know, and that's been 22 years ago. So, my darlings, there you are. I want to thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about different things. One of the presentations in October that I'm going to have is we're going to talk about the Vampire Museum in Pennsylvania. That is no joke. And it's scary. It is, seriously. It is important. You have to make sure. That's where people get in trouble. See what they do, my darlings? They go through these, just like people that get scared with Ouija boards, what they end up doing. Yes, welcome to Manifestation Monday, because we're going to talk about the paranormal. Sometimes people get scared and they burn them, or they throw them away thinking that they're going to be in some landfill somewhere. And then somebody sees it and they end up picking it up and using it themselves. And guess what? Because it originated from you, that stuff can follow you. Even though you got rid of it and somebody else may have it, it can follow you. You have to be careful and understand what you burn, what you should burn, what you don't, because you don't want anything to come back. Because see, here's the thing. You could burn it. Smoke is one thing. Then you've got two things you got to deal with. You've got the smoke. You're worrying about backdraft and all that other. But then you've got the ashes. And even if you have just a smidgen of a little bit of an ash, that thing is going to linger around. You take it all in one piece. The best thing to do is bless the land. You bless it with holy water, oil of our people, according to James chapter 5, and you get on it. And you tell that thing, you are not coming back. Listen to me. I'm talking like I could be a relative. Anyway. Oh, standing stones. See, to me, that's scary. People put those things. I went to look at a house one time. I've got to tell you this before we leave. I went to look at a house one time. Pardon me. And it was beautiful, but it felt off. Walked through, and their son stained a upside down pentagram. Now, pentagram is not evil. It's not. But it was an upside down pentagram on the floor. I took one look at that and I said, no, thanks. Good luck. No. Mary, hi, my darling. Have you considered a call-in show one night where viewers can call and tell a spooky story? I have considered it, but I think that most of my viewers talk probably as much as I do. And it's hard to cut somebody off. If you could just say, I would love to have a show like Art Bell. Art Bell is like my hero. He's the originator of the call-in spooky story shows. I don't know. I have to think about it, because that's pretty, I know how you would feel if you called in and you were just getting to the climax, the good part, and I said, well, I'm sorry. That's all the time we have. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That's right, Teresa. Do not put a welcome mat in front of your front door. Be sorry. This is very interesting. A Dybbuk box. Do I believe in them? No. I'm going to tell you why. Now, hold on now. Do I believe that people can put intentions in boxes and seal them up? Yes. But let's think about this just for a second. We are led to believe that there's an entity that is trapped in this box that can wreak havoc, take us close to the edge of the gates of hell, and do all kinds of different things. And yet a little box with a little bit of candle wax is going to hold him in there? Even with the most strongest prayers and strongest everything. Now, when that Dybbuk box stuff came out and it was in that movie, and I know Zach has one. I know. I think it is, if it is a rarity. And plus, I have Jewish friends, and I ask them about it, and they're like, this is not a thing. It's not a thing. If you want to know more, you can go over to my channel. I've done a video a couple of years ago on Dybbuk boxes. I think that sometimes they are there. And you got to be careful because holy mackerel, eBay was flooded with them. Flooded. And I'm going to tell you something. You can set an intention. Say, for instance, I have a box. Hold on. We're going to ask our little friend here. You see him? You see him? Look at him. He's got little eyes that glow. Let's just say it's supposed to look like a book. I just think this just is a gas to me. Let's just say I have him. And I say, this is a haunted book. I have sealed it. Don't open it. Because when you do, you will be unleashing the hounds from HE double hockey sticks. And you need to be careful. But I'm selling it. I'm selling it. And I'll give it to you to the highest bidder. So now everybody's excited. And somebody, wait, hello, buddy. Your little eyes are just going crazy. And somebody, and look at I got to show you this. These are actually, my landlord came over the other day and saw these. And he just looks at me. Check that out. Is this not a gas? And you know where I got these? Temu. Okay, I've got some really cool decorations. Anyway, so let's just say, for instance, you decide you want to buy Mr. Bones in the book, and then all of a sudden, you get that wild hair one night, and you think, let's unleash this thing. Now, have I put something in there? No. But what you have done is that you have set an expectation of what you're going to get. And believe me, there's lower astral minions out there that will say, oh, there's an opportunity for us to play. Come on, guys, let's go. And that can happen. The paranormal is fun to a certain degree, but it's weird as can be. Scary objects, stay away from them. That haunted necklace and the haunted handkerchief that I had a woman on Facebook. I still have it. I have a woman on Facebook begging me, I'll give you $50. I said, darling, I'm going to tell you something. If I sell this, I'm not selling it for less than $5,000. Now, do I believe it's worth $5,000? No. But what that was going to do is keep these crazies from coming in and doing whatever. It would have a serious buyer. And you know what she said to me? I said, what do you want to do with it? I want to give it to my 4-year-old girl. You want to what? Yeah. I think she's talented. Talented? She's 4. And you're going to give her two dangerous relic artifacts? Please. I'll pay you $50 a week. I said, for 10 years? What? No. How responsible would I be if I knew you were going to give these very haunted relics to a 4-year-old girl? You're not supposed to put that necklace on. Oh, she would put it on. I said, no, cow. you would put it on her. No, no. And that was it. You see how people are flipping nuts and dangerous. Kelly, I'm sure she's a very mature 4-year-old, though. That's correct. That can make her own decisions easily. Yeah, spiritual protection is everything. Absolutely. She's sick, definitely. And do you know, I had to block her on the Book of Faces. Well, that didn't deter her. That made her determined. Pardon me. It made her determined. Somebody, I think, just sent me a Venmo. Grifting at its best. Thank you so much. I will read this. Hold on. Zelda, do not read. Okay. I won't. But thank you. You made my night. Thank you. Thank you. So, you got to be careful. It's just like this Annabelle doll. It's like the Robert doll. It's like these things. People that they just, hello. And that drives me crazy. If you want to know why I love, pardon me, these kitties get me going. If you want to know, oh, who is this sneaking through? This is Shaggy Noodles. Come to say hello. Come to say hello to Jerry. There he is. If you want to know why I'm intrigued with the paranormal, because there's something out there. For me, it's just not ghosts. It's just, yes, my angel. It's not ghosts. It's just not, sorry, fur babies. It's just not ghosts. It's just not anomalies. It's not hauntings. It's that other side of science. Just like the old boy that roams around still in that graveyard. Because after I told that story, I got to thinking about it. And I thought, I'm going to make a few phone calls. I wonder if that thing is still there. What causes that? That's got to be a pretty powerful witch. And quite frankly, do I want to take that on? No, but I would like to see him again because I want to take some video of him. Imagine. And plus I get peach pie out of the deal. But that's why I have always studied it, because, my darlings, there is a very fine line between sociopath and possession. And it can be, it's just fascinating. And it's just like the laws of attraction, because the more you practice and the more you look and the more it's like card reading. It's just like card reading. The more you practice, the more you're into it, the more you attract what the cards want to tell you. Manifestation is the same way. The more you get on that frequency, the more you get on that vibration, the more that attracts. You know what getting on that vibration is? And hello to Mid-Tennessee Paranormal, my darlings. You know what that really means? Here's an example. Gee, I'm thirsty. Where do I get a drink? I will have to make one manifest, or I'll do something. And that's pretty much how you put yourself on that. Have you ever wanted something so bad that it just gnaws within you? That's what it is. Okay, so Honey had, let me see what Honey's, Honey 28, my darling, yes, there is so emphasis much more out there than most people can comprehend. And I believe that's why there is a veil. That's why I believe God puts a veil over many people, because they can't handle it. Why do you think, and it drives me crazy, on these late nights, I usually haunt the talkie tick. And that's where, oh, the rapture is coming. The 24th of September, that's it, the rapture. Yep, I heard a message from God. Well, which God? Because it wasn't mine. I heard, and people were literally getting rid of their animals. And it starts with an E. They were doing that to their animals, thinking that they were just going to fly away. People were stupid and getting these handcuffs and handcuffing themselves to their children and sleeping at night. So do you see how easily influenced? Do you see how there's a mindset? And I believe that God, in his infinite wisdom, puts a veil over many because they can't handle the truth. They can't handle seeing that other side. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. That's right. That's right. I tried to find a churchyard that would let me bury no takers, so I salted, blessed, and sent it on its way. The tide was going out. Very good. Send it out there. Get her out. Done. We know not the time, but we have a lot of hints. And believe me, my darling, that's not going to happen until something happens in Israel. And no, it's not the heifers. No, I'm going to teach it one day. I'm going to teach. Let me get October with, and then we're going to get down into that. And you are all going to say, holy mackerel, there is a God, and I have been lied to all of my life. Because that's how I felt when I started studying it. Because when you go to your pastors and they can't answer questions, like, what happens? Is it going to come before? Is it going to come after? Is it going to No, there's timelines written out. Totally. And yet, because, I got to tell you something, my darlings. Some of these pastors that we have, they don't make up their own sermons. They get a printed sermon from the diocese located somewhere else, and they spew to you what the diocese wants you to think. You know this? My grandfather, Zelda's husband, was a Methodist minister. He would never preach upon heaven and hell, dying, because the council of the church got together and told him, don't do that because it scares the old people. So Grandpa was not allowed to preach the truth. There you go. Yes, a deck of Lady Zelda. I'd love to have a deck of those, my darling. Well, you know what? Email me. I've got a list. Email me at seeingcrime@gmail.com. And if that opens up again, I will let you know. Don't manifest essence. Oh, Lord. What's wrong with people? Right, Ohio Palm Mom? That's right. Or Chat GPT. I use Chat GPT, and I use it a lot for research, and there's a way you can do it. It's not dangerous. There's a way that you can do it. I was kind of scared of it at first, but now it's kind of like my best friend. No, not really. But anyway, it is a wealth of knowledge, but I fact check everything that I do anyway, if I'm asking or researching or any of that sort of thing. So it's okay. Captain Jerry, could you please direct Zelda to my question about the Ouija board? Okay, well, let me see. Let me see what you're doing. Let me see. Let's see. I need to back up here. Of course, there's more. I'm not going to get started. This is not the time nor place. We will talk about it one day. But let me just tell you something. If someone came riding out of the heavens right now on a white horse, it's not the right one. Just remember, in the Greek manuscripts, okay, the word Antichrist is mistranslated to a certain degree, because anti, that means you're against, while the Antichrist is, in the Greek, which is the true manuscript of the Word of God, it is instead of Christ. Instead of. That's something to chew on for a minute. Okay, so let me see. We trapped an entity, oh yeah, in a steel box, and it was buried 30 feet deep. Glass house mountains to be filled in the next day. It only held it for about 5 years. Then we had round two. Woofy. I know, listen, these things can get, and sometimes you just don't even want to. I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but there is a devil entity that is hidden in the basement of the Vatican. And it's locked up. If that thing ever got loose, forget it. What is the easiest way to go into deep meditation for getting messages from spirit guides? Thank you, all the way from New Zealand. Werner, thank you so much. We need to make that another video, because that can be, for many people, it's different ways, but that is an excellent question. And we will definitely talk about that. Thank you so much. Sometimes it's not easy. The biggest thing that you can do is the mind clearing. And you have to turn off all of your devices. I have a video on here that's going to help you. It's through manifestation. It's called 17 seconds. And 17 seconds you think is, easy, 17 seconds. But you know what? Thank you, my darling. 17 seconds you think is easy? Oh, no. When you're waiting 17 seconds, it feels like an eternity. So what you need to do, go into the videos here on this channel. You're going to see 17-second meditation, and that's going to help you. It's going to help you. And there is a companion video, I believe, that goes with it too. Let me see where we are. How does Gina get rid of a board? It is in the basement, a plastic bin. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for sending that over, Captain. You're welcome. What you will need to do is not open the bin. You're going to have to get rid of everything, bin and all. Do not burn it. Try to find somewhere away from the roots of trees, because you don't want to you don't want to disturb a tree, because the trees keep us grounding. Here we go. Let's get a little weirder, but no, that's very true. You're either going to have to dig a hole and put rocks on top of it, but do not open the bin. If it's open already, you know how somebody just throws toys in an open bin, that you need to cover it with a black cloth. And then you need to put it in a black garbage bag. And then you need to put that into a box. You need to just keep layering that. But you're going to have to, I would not put this anywhere where anyone can find it or come and take it. And sometimes you don't want to put it out to sea either, because it can actually disrupt things. Listen to this. I had a client one time that decided to throw a Ouija board and the planchette that they taped to the Ouija board. They hurled it from a pier out into the ocean. 7 days later, they had a hurricane, and guess what showed up? The Ouija board. There you go. So, is there a Ouija board? There should be, but it would take somebody that really knows what they're doing. It just really depends. I hope that helps you, honey. Let me see. Thanks, Scott, so much, my darling. Thank you for your help. There was another question here. Oh, Janice, how did Annabelle stay corralled in the case? The unfortunate part is she hasn't. I found a picture of when Matt Rife bought the museum. They're standing in front of the Annabelle case. There's a demon looking out at them in the glass case. Do I think it was a mistake to take her out on tour? I don't know. Let's ask Dan Rivera. Oh, wait a minute. We can't. Unfortunately, he was ill. I know that sounds horrible, but believe me, the coroner was even thinking about it, because the coroner wrote on the death certificate, Annabelle was nowhere in sight. Oh, so you thought it was Annabelle too. Good for you, coroner. Good for you, Emmy. It does sound like a money-making biz. I won't do it. Madeline, my grandpa was a Methodist minister too. I'm behind on the video. Bless you, my darling. Yeah, this is not for me. I'm not. Somebody asked me a long time ago. A doctor wrote that, but somebody asked me a long time ago if I would be a demonologist. I could walk right up to you today and say, hello, I am Lady Zelda von Gorlitz, and I am a demonologist, because I probably know more than the rest of these goons do out here. And I say that in a nice way, because you have to almost be a thug and a goon in a tough way is what I'm talking about. To be a demonologist, you got to be able to stand up to this stuff. That's not what I'm here for, but it exists. So, Werner, thank you. Trees are the best way to ground yourself and send healing out to Mother Earth and all those that inhabit. That's right. You stand, and that's what I do. Of course, it's raining right now. I wouldn't do it. But see this tree here on the side? A tree hugger, but I do it in my bare feet. And the energy comes through the tree. It's very grounding and extremely healing. I love it. I love it. It's very good. Very good. Judy Ann says, I took my welcome mat away from the front door and put out my welcome fall mat instead. Be careful. You don't want anybody having an accident. Careful. Anyways, my doctors. Hello, doctors. My darlings, thank you. We're going to cut this one because I've got to make some dinner. My son feels like he is starving. Now, I will tell you something that's very good that's planned. So just know in the month of October, I'm going to be going probably live a little bit more than not. Okay. My son and I are planning a night where I will be streaming him on his Discord playing a zombie game or something. I'm going to be narrating. He is going to be chatting with us. We're going to be talking back and forth. We're going to be having a lot of stuff. And we're going to be having a lot of fun. I want to invite you to come there. You get to meet my son. I don't know if he's going to go on camera or not, but you're going to see him. He's going to be streaming a scary game. So we're going to watch. Games usually last anywhere from 2 hours, maybe something like that. So we can watch zombies. We can talk about different things, all this other stuff. So there you are. Honey, why do I love this? I have a bat-shaped mat that says unwelcome. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, and yes. And stay away from Ouija boards. That's right. That's right. Well, I've got to also tell you this, my darlings. One time, and then I'm going to say goodnight. I went to Universal Studio, and I had to go to Hitchcock, right? Psycho House. They had a gift shop. And in the gift shop, they had all these white towels that had embroidered Bates Hotel. And then they had shower curtains with the lady, that had this, I don't know, a silhouette of Mama with the sharp object. So I thought, So I went home. I can't remember. I got really nice white plush towels. I am a sewer. I'm a seamstress. I love to sew. Got on my little sewing machine, marked it out, and I embroidered with my sewing machine Bates Hotel. And then I got a clear shower curtain, and I mapped out, and I got some waterproof safe paint, and I painted the silhouette of Mama. And I gave that to my sister for Christmas. And to this day, and that's been probably 35 years ago, and to this day, she puts it up every Halloween. The gift that keeps on giving every Halloween. So there you go. One of my high school buddies is creative director for the new Sark universe. And I love that. He's so talented. I knew what you meant. I love saying a Sark. Well, the next time I'm down there, I'll have to go to the Sark universe. That'll be a lot of fun. I love it. I love it. Kelly, my hair is extra shiny thanks to your 50s Hollywood glam trick. You're welcome. I bet it's beautiful too. Look at your hair. Look how beautiful you are. Look at you. All right, my darlings. That's right. It's time to rock and roll, my darlings. We got so off track. Dark universe, Sark universe. I'll take it all. We're here to have it all. I love it. I want to thank you for being here. I had so much fun. Thank you so much. I just love it. And you guys are so generous and generous. So great. It's so great. So I want to thank you again for being here. Manifestation Monday. Next is Help I'm Haunted. Thursday, then Saturday is more goodies. But guess what we're in on Saturday? Guess what is happening on Thursday? It is October. So we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. And it's time for me to go. I need to eat. And so do my son. So anyway, my darlings, thank you so much. I love you. Have a good evening. Be well. Be good. And you know what? Why be normal when you can be paranormal? I'll see you soon. Bye.